Jeff Hardy is all elite. He finally reunited with his brother that he deeply loves. But I'm impressed by how Jeff Hardy kept it as a secret. Not a single hint. The future of Jeff Hardy was unclear. My brother is in trouble? Better shake my ding dong before I help him. He also used WWE's Hardy Boys theme song, and I'll let you know how. We'll also talk about Cody's WWE status and his match at WrestleMania, Steve Austin, Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT Championship, and more. Welcome back to the channel.
Good morning, everybody.
This one applies to you.
I'm getting hungry.
Breakfast with Brock Lesnar. Medium well, baked potato, steamed broccoli.
Why would you play games with me?
I lost my investment.
The ultimate farmer. Drew McIntyre.
I'm 100% in.
And I've lost my savings.
Farming is gambling.
Oh boy.
I can go out and spend 10 hours in my tractor. Why would I watch the show?
Wrestling is absolutely nuts nowadays. And what's interesting is that Jeff Hardy is in AEW, Ziggler won the NXT Championship, Cody left AEW, Stone Cold Steve Austin might wrestle, the WWE Championship changed hands a couple of times, all of that, and Veer didn't come yet. Now I know you're mad, you're disappointed, you're saying, wow, that's terrible WWE. No. That's long-term booking. When he will eventually come to Raw, it's going to be a splash. Also, a big thank you to all of my new patrons. We even got some ultimate farmers. So I want to thank Nathan Gardner, Hussein, that's probably incorrect, Nick, and Jacob Tunnel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you click that like button, yes, your Coco Jumbo grows. If you become a patron, let's just say, you never go soft. So yes, people, Jeff Hardy shocked the world when he became all elite. It's like you never knew where Jeff Hardy's career is going to take him. It took me by surprise, it shocked me. Twist of Fate, Swanton Bombs, the Hardy Boys reunited. But what people are talking about is how AEW used the Hardy Boys theme song, the theme song that was used in the WWE for like 20 years. Well, there's a very simple explanation. The theme song doesn't belong to the WWE. It's basically stock music, so anyone can use it for a small fee. It's almost like me going to YouTube's music library and, well, choosing my theme song. So that's why we heard the Hardy Boys theme song in AEW, which is great, you know, and knowing WWE's music nowadays, I think it's gonna happen quite a lot. I want to talk about monster trucks. It's gonna make sense in a second. So basically, when I was a kid, I saw some kind of a monster truck show on television, and I think the intro of the show was actually the Hardy Boys theme song. And me being a dumb little bitch, I thought, wow, they're using WWE theme songs. How does that work? But it's crazy how one of the most generic, unimportant songs became one of the most iconic theme songs in wrestling. And you know, I honestly don't mind seeing Jeff Hardy in AEW. It's kinda sad how Jeff Hardy's stock kinda, you know, dropped, and it's not even his fault. Well, maybe it is. Gotta be honest, I love the guy, but he made some terrible choices. But it's crazy how in the WWE he wasn't treated as a big deal, even though in 2009 he was the top main eventer. In AEW, I don't expect him to win the AEW World Championship, and he probably even shouldn't, but it's gonna be fun seeing the Hardy Boys again. We already seen the Young Bucks versus the Hardys, but I mean, let's be honest, it's still kind of a dream match. People want to talk about Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. And yes, that was quite of a shocking moment. I believe Triple H just doesn't get it. He keeps pushing these indie guys, and we need new, fresh talent. And that's how Dolph became the NXT champion. Now, I watched the moment on WWE Network, and that was pretty cool, you know, I didn't mind it. You can see the faces in the audience. It was a shocking moment. No one in their right mind would predict that Dolph Ziggler is going to win the NXT champion. Now, I'm gonna be biased as a big Dolph Ziggler fan, one of my all-time greats. Honestly, I like it. I'm a fan. I like that Dolph Ziggler is a champion. I'm happy Dolph Ziggler is doing something again. Maybe it's not the perfect fit, you know, him being the NXT champion, but let's not act like the whole landscape of NXT is going to change. He's going to lose the championship in a month or two. Still a great moment. I don't mind it. Jim Ross on his Grilling JR podcast said he spoke to Steve Austin about WWE's plans for WrestleMania 38. And at the time we talked, he didn't sound overwhelmingly enthusiastic about it. I still kinda feel like Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't even know the answer yet. He doesn't know whether he's going to wrestle Kevin Owens or not. I mean, this is still pretty cool, but let's not act like this is some groundbreaking stuff. Stone Cold Steve Austin being involved in some kind of a segment, being a special referee, being whatever it may be actually, is not that big of a deal. It happened before quite a lot of times. You know, after he retired, he was really involved in the WWE, so it's really not that big of a deal. Will he wrestle? I don't know. Something is telling me he probably won't, but you know, I'm not gonna act like I won't be excited if he decides to wrestle. Obviously, we will be excited if Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to make his return to the ring. This whole segment, you know, Kevin Owens challenging Steve Austin to a KO show, just doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm challenging you to talk. Stone Cold Steve Austin accepted the challenge and he said, whether it's a talk show, brawl, a match, it doesn't matter, I accept. Something along those lines, but I don't think it's gonna be a match. Dave Meltzer said that Cody Rose has a lot of offers, but the WWE wants an answer as soon as possible. Obviously because WrestleMania is just around the corner. Now you might be wondering who Cody Rose is going to face. Surprisingly, Fightful Select says that it could be Seth Rollins. You know, a match I never knew I needed. I wouldn't mind it, honestly. Well, for obvious reasons, I would like to see Cody versus some kind of an authority figure, whether it's Triple H or Shane McMahon, you know, who got fired by his father. Vince McMahon, no. You get the deal. It should involve AEW in some kind of way and form. Cody should be presented as some kind of a booker. But it does lately seem like all of these Cody Rose rumors are slowly dying, and unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Cody at WrestleMania. And lastly, you probably saw this picture floating around of Becky Lynch in a hospital, and I got really worried. I mean, this looks serious, right? Well, according to Pro Wrestling Insider, it is a legitimate injury. During a WWE live event, Bianca Belair fractured her voice box, but the good news is she's expected to be out for about 2 weeks only. So she will be at WrestleMania, the championship will be defended, but most importantly, she's okay. And that's all I really got for you today. I'm happy for Jeff Hardy. You know, he is a guy who makes a lot of impulsive, bad life decisions. But it's one of these guys that you can tell he loves his fans, he loves what he does. Even though he made some terrible choices, you just can't help but root for the guy in a way, and you probably know what I mean. He seems like a nice dude who unfortunately, well, makes bad decisions. And none of the stuff that he did labels him as a bad person. That's the difference. When Nia Jax is making these horrible tweets, I can tell she's kind of a bitch, right? And Jeff Hardy, you know, unfortunately, but is only harming himself. So you just kind of feel sorry for the guy. You want this guy to succeed. And hopefully in AEW, Jeff Hardy is going to be happy. But thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.